how does having an experienced roster, how does that help when it comes to those preseason practices and getting people up to speed?
It's just they've been there, done that, so they can explain to the younger kids not only how we're doing things, but why we're doing things. And we do have a veteran leadership group. That a lot of them have been here 5. Some guys like Mawasam have been here 6 years. I think we all went through a unique thing with COVID, but the Bo Calverts of the world and the Dorians, the Gainsies and the Marazes and those guys that have been around have really done a good job of being mentors to the younger guys in our program.
You've had 2 players over the last couple of months who very publicly revealed they were going through some mental health challenges. What kind of system have you put in place to kind of help identify people who are struggling and support them when they're having those challenges?
Yeah, our athletic department's done a great job with professional support. That's not something that I think the coaches or the administrators, I think you have to get the professionals involved in that. I think we have a great CAPS program here on campus that does a lot of work there, but all of those referrals go through Dr. Goldman and Dr. McAllister through our medical team, and then they take over in those situations.
Are coaches kind of like first line response, and sometimes
we are, but if we identify issues or we see anything that's out of the ordinary with a young man, then we recommend them to we turn it over to the medical staff and the medical staff.
What about let's talk about NIL for a second. Ryan Day said he needed $13 million for his program. Greg Schiano went out and talked to boosters and said we gotta step up so we don't lose guys to other teams in transfer portal. Where would you say UCLA's NIL football is right now? What can you do to support it?
Well, we can just support it, but we can't be out soliciting donations to give to players. I think people have kind of convoluted the whole rule of name, images, likenesses. The student athletes can make money off of their name, image, and likeness, but coaches can't be involved in brokering deals for student athletes. This is not pay for play. This is not recruiting inducements. So our school has set up the Westwood Exchange, and the businesses go through the Westwood Exchange. That's all signed off by our Compass, which is our compliance office that we use. We partnered with a group Influencer. I think we have over 140 businesses that have gone through the Westwood Exchange to provide opportunities for our student athletes. So I think our guys are doing a really good job. The thing is with it, it's the guys who want to do it. Not everybody wants to be involved in it. Not everybody wants to take the time, because you have to show work. This is not a quid pro quo. You have to do work. So if you want to make money in name, image, and likeness, you have to be willing to go do the work that you have to do in name, image, and likeness. People just can't pay you X amount of dollars to do nothing. I think maybe at some other places that happens, but at this place it doesn't. So I think what our athletic department has done with the Westwood Exchange has been really beneficial to us.
What do you? It's early, like you said, but what have you seen from some of the newer offensive linemen, like Rayquan?
He looked good running around in helmet yesterday. The big thing for the offensive and defensive linemen is these first couple of days when they're not in full pads, they really have to cooperate with each other. So he's got really good football acumen. He's a smart kid when it comes to football. He looks like he's got a good movement skill with him. Yesterday was the first time that we had an opportunity to ever be on the field with him. So that's going to be an ongoing deal with all of those guys. But I was impressed with kind of his retention. I was impressed with his athleticism. But we really don't have enough information to make any really good, hard decisions on it.
Just one follow-up on NIL, if I could. How big of a thing is it in recruiting and retaining players?
Well, you shouldn't have to do it in retaining players, because schools can't recruit people off your roster. So that would be an NCAA violation if that were to be occurring. So, I think if the enforcement arm of the NCAA catches up to the rules of the NCAA, I think we'll be in a great situation.
With Leatu Latu, is he fully available?
He's fully available. Yeah, he's cleared to go full go.
Where do you
he was full go yesterday.
With his size, where do you see him fitting in? What is his kind of versatility?
He's got a lot of versatility. He's got a lot of athleticism. Again, similar to the question about the offensive lineman, we haven't been in full pads with him, but he's obviously a tall, long, athletic. He's big. He's 6'5", he's 275 pounds, but he can really run. So right now he's playing outside linebacker for us. He's done a nice job in the first training session that we had yesterday. But I think he could play in a lot of different spots with his size and athletic. So.
You got, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're somewhere in the 70s with your number of scholarships players. How did you kind of get there, and how does that impact things going into the season?
It doesn't. We'll be at 85 by the end of camp, so we're a lot higher than probably you guys.
How will you get there?
What do you mean? How will we get them?
Well, unless I'm missing, are you going to give out some scholarships, or how are you going to get?
No, we
them
don't give
from?
out anything. Kids will earn opportunities for them. There's 1 or 2 more kids that could earn opportunities to get a full scholarship. So, but we're in the 80s right now, so we don't have any.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Coach.